Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. In answer to some eagle-eyed questions from yesterday, yes, those are Easter eggs behind me. They're not mine, I hasten to add. It's just where my wife has chosen to store the eggs. As some of you might know, I'm a lifelong chocoholic, so this is like appointing a crocodile as chief instructor at the Wildebeest Swimming School. We will get to the news headlines in just a second, but first of all, those all-important celebrity birthdays. It's many happy returns to former cricketer David Gower and professional wrestler Randy Orton. Neither of these guys ever misses the show, so very happy birthday. Happy birthday also to YouTuber Logan Paul. Sadly, Logan Paul probably won't be watching, as he apparently sees the Breakfast Show as a threat to his YouTube dominance. We'll be right back after this.
If you enjoyed this show, please consider supporting us. Go to buymeacoffee.com/Demolition News.
The Miller groundbreaking slogan is, "We are breaking new ground in the excavator industry." And with the launch of its latest product, the company is practicing precisely what it preaches. Fresh from the Hillhead Digital event, Miller has unveiled an innovative new glow-in-the-dark bucket that is set to revolutionise nighttime construction and demolition operations while simultaneously enhancing site safety. Now, Miller reports that the Firefly bucket was designed in response to a brief from a mining customer that's running a 24-hour operation. However, several units have since been sold into construction for round-the-clock operation, and the company is anticipating a high level of demand in tunnelling applications as well. The original customer was seeking an illuminated solution that would help improve nighttime visibility in a very dark and remote location where traditional floodlighting were costly and logistically difficult, explains Miller Groundbreaking's Director of Marketing and Product Management, Barry Robinson. They're a valued customer, so we set about seeking a viable solution. Pressing the wrong button. That solution came in the form of an alloy comprising steel and the chemical element tunamium that requires no external power and no recharging. Tunamium naturally gives off a faint glow, much like a firefly, Robinson explains. That glow is almost invisible during the day, but at night it's sufficiently bright to illuminate the bucket and to reflect off the high visibility clothing of nearby workers, further enhancing site safety. In a surprisingly frank and exclusive interview with Demolition News, Robinson reveals that the development of the Firefly bucket was not without its challenges, however. A prototype was produced just before Miller Groundbreaking's Cramlington facility went into enforced lockdown. We returned to find the entire factory infested with moths attracted by the bucket's glow, Barry recalls. More recently, after the Firefly bucket went into full production, the company's facility was involved in an aerospace near miss. We'd produced the first 24 buckets and they were lined up in our yard ready for shipping, Robinson continues. But a light aircraft mistook the glow for the landing lights of Newcastle City Airport. Thankfully, they spotted the mistake in time, and we're now storing the buckets indoors. I will add a link to this world-exclusive story in today's extended show notes. Now, Armac Group's Adrian McLean has spoken of his disappointment and frustration at having narrowly missed out on a coveted award for the quality of his company's own on-site catering. The company was notified recently that its on-site catering at the Wembley Stadium Pedway site was secretly visited by an inspector from the Good Food Guide and was scheduled to receive an award. But when the judges returned a few weeks later to hand over the award and the certificate, they found that Armac had long since packed up and gone home. It's funny, McLean says, we were less than 24 hours into that contract when I received a call to say that a flamboyantly dressed man was sat with our demolition team as they ate lunch, and he'd ordered everything on the menu. It was only later that we discovered he was a Good Food Guide inspector. If only we'd worked a little more slowly, we'd now have a Good Food Guide award to go with our World Demolition Award. The company was apparently commended for its green Thai chicken curry, and highly commended for its spicy beef burger with chorizo jam fries, whatever the hell they are. McLean has previously said that the Armac army marches on its stomach, and by providing good quality and nutritious food, that army is constantly battle ready. However, he refused to be drawn on rumours suggesting he's changing the company's nickname from the Bridge Busters to the Belt Busters. I received a press release yesterday from the National Federation of Demolition Contractors, and it was embargoed until today. Today being the 1st of April. So there's no way I'm going to run a story about the Federation being appointed as members of the safety schemes in procurement. Not because I think it's a spoof, you understand. Let's face it, when you think of the NFDC, pranks and japery are not the first things that spring to mind. No, I'm not running it because I just don't care. And I don't care because, sadly, this will be my last appearance on the Great Breakfast Show. This show has been acquired by Amazon Prime, who will be issuing an official statement shortly. However, I can tell you that I have seen a copy of an internal memo rather, announcing the change. You have to forgive me, I'm a little upset about it. Apparently they love the concept of the show, they love the format, and they love the audience interaction, but they would prefer a presenter who, and I quote, didn't have a face like a sack of spuds. So that's that. I'm just off to cancel my Amazon Prime subscription, and they can take this Poxy Alexa thing with them too. I really should have seen it coming. I only took the job in a caretaker capacity until a suitable replacement came along anyway. And that was the news for the 1st of April 2021. I'll be back here again on Tuesday next week. Oh, and if you'd like to watch something much more serious but no less upbeat, then stick around. At 10:30 this morning, that's just a few minutes time, I'll be joined by Builders Conference CEO Neil Edwards for our regular monthly look at the contract awards recorded over the past month. I've already seen the figures, and I expect Neil to be sporting the sort of smile he normally reserves for Crystal Palace victories. So we don't get to see that very often. Until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking part. I can see there's a lot of comments, but I'll leave those until the show ends. But until next Tuesday, have a great Easter, everyone, and thanks for watching.